Welcome to Great Primer, a show that's mostly about miniatures. My name is Nick, I'm your host, and in this episode I'm looking at a hulking, towering, rolling, clanking Daemon Engine of Chaos. It's Khorne Lord of War. Lord of Skulls. I'm not even going to edit that bit out. Like, that's a good film, Lord of War. Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto. I'm leaving that in. But I'm probably going to end up saying Lord of War more times than I say Lord of Skulls. But for today, I'll be unboxing, building, and reviewing the Warhammer 40,000 kit for Chaos. It's Khorne Lord of Skulls. Nailed it! I've said it before, I'll say it again, that these big white boxes from Warhammer are a retailer's nightmare. You have to display this so that the customer knows what is in it, but you can't have it with its minimum side facing, which is this, because there's nothing on it, or the top, or the bottom. Even if you accidentally displayed it backwards, all you got is the warnings of do not eat this, do not stick it in your eye. And you've got to go to the front, up to this tiny corner here. How are you supposed to display these as a retailer? Makes no sense. But is it too much to ask to get one of these stickers also here? Like just one more there, so at least you could display them with that sort of smaller facing outward, and you could have a whole bunch of them rather than this taking up like half a shelf. Anyway, rant over. Let's have a look at some plastic. So Khorne Lord of Skulls is obviously a large kit, comes in a humongous box. 4 sprues here for the whole track system. Then we get into, oh, look at the size of this axe. Look, seriously. That is colossal. Are those skulls? Ah, oh, too cool. So in behind this 8-pointed star, this symbol of chaos, this is all just packed with skulls. And even the weapon there, just in this gap, is all just smooshed in with skulls. Reminds me of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, actually. They had skulls and bones and everything, but every little nook and cranny where it's possible to shove a human skull, Khorne have done it with this thing. Skulls for the Skull Throne indeed. And then we get into arms and other bits of armor plate, and even in that little bit there in the middle of the star, they've packed a few skulls in there. And it is a significant amount of plastic for what is essentially one miniature. Love that. Okay. Oh, we get like 2 transfer sheets? They are spoiling us with this. Instruction manual is in black and white. Old, what's that, 8th edition logo? Copyright 2013. Khorne Lord of Skulls. It proclaims mechanisms for the tracks. Okay, so I can see how those go together. That looks pretty straightforward once you get into it here. And then I guess it's all about getting all of those skull plates all over the thing, and these massive systems here. These are blood tanks? I have to read up in the lore of this thing. And I just so happened to pick up this cool book called Escalation, and it has a whole feature on the Lord of Skulls there. Can I make it with that haunting looking face? Oh, I hope so. Okay, so here's what it says. The Lord of Skulls is a towering demon engine, a triumph of the warpsmith's art, given life by the bound, ever-raging presence of a bloodthirster of Khorne. Cool, there's a bloodthirster stuck in this thing, and fueled by a boiling concoction of murderer's vitae and warp-fermented ichor, this monstrosity grinds forward on clanking tracks of brass that crush all before it. And when it reaches the enemy, the demon engine wields its roaring chain cleaver with terrifying anger and skill. Tanks, titans, and monstrous beasts alike are hacked apart with wild ferocity, while whole squads of infantry are ground into slicks of gore. All the while the engine's hull re-knits, all but the most catastrophic damage almost as quickly as it is sustained. Nothing but the Lord of Skulls' total obliteration can stop the slaughter. Wow, that's cool. Is that head in there? I need to know if that head is included. Let's see if we can find that. Ah, is that it? Yep. So there is that face. I am so thrilled to see that. And the way they painted it in that book gave it that real sort of corpse-like pallor. So that could be something to try and replicate. Alrighty, I'm gonna go get it built and I'll be right back. So here it is. It's the Khorne Lord of Skulls. It's a sizable lump of spiky madness. It is absolutely just out there when it comes to Citadel kits. Citadel Chaos kits are sometimes okay, sometimes they look like maybe the Chaos Land Raider with just got a few extra spikes and skulls on it, but other times they do this, which is just so original looking. Doesn't look like anything the Imperials have, doesn't look like anything the Xenos races have. This just feels uniquely Chaos. A pretty easy kit to put together, lots of large components. There was no frustration here. Sometimes when you're building tracks and things, you get like a little bit bored of the same thing. Lots of multiple components, sometimes unnecessary components. This didn't feel like that. This felt like it was, oh, I was always making progress. It looks like the stuff of nightmares. How would you even cope with something like this coming across the battlefield at you? I don't know. I think you would just go loopy just seeing this thing rumbling towards you. In terms of options, yeah, there are some here. The belly cannon. This is the Ichor Cannon. There were also options. This one is called the Gorestorm Cannon, and this one is the Daemongore Cannon. So all I did really was just, I think I've just blue tacked this, or is it held in by its, oh, it's held in by its own just little tabs and things. And it's easy to swap out between the three. It would also be straightforward to magnetize as well. I am building this for a friend, so I left it just open for options. They have the option of magnetizing it really easily or gluing it in place permanently. And the components just do click in there and are held in quite simply. The hand weapon is another option. Well, it's just really instead of the hand. I think this is the Skull Chucker or something. I just checked out the Skull Hurler. I can see tiny little skulls inside the mouth of the skull. So imagine it's just like thump, 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 firing skulls across the battlefield. and you know, for Khorne, they're probably blood-soaked or on fire or something. But hey, for this, yeah, I think I put a bit of blue tack just underneath it to secure it in place. But you can also go for the Hades Gatling Cannon option too. So again, I just left that as an open option for the person who owns this and whoever is going to eventually paint it to make sure that they have choices. On top of that, you've also got the option on the head. So I did not glue this, it's just blue tacked in place. And I love the look of this, the sort of tortured look to it, the scenes of just depravity and demons and stuff like that. And it's kind of cleverly done. The back of this demon's head here looks like the eye and mouth of another skull. It's a skullception, and another skull here, of course. And then you can go with like this top piece instead, which of course has skulls and spikes, the symbol of Khorne there, and a head like this, or interchange between them. So yes, enjoyable to put together, absolutely crazy looking once built. A few options there for weapons and overall look. I think this would be tremendous to paint. There's lots of options for those tanks on the back for having it look like there's sloshing liquids in there. You can have ichor or blood or whatever you want sloshing around in there. Whatever your fuel of choice is for taking your battle to the enemies of Khorne. That's it for today. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe, notifications, all the things. And until the next time, take care and bye-bye.